Thank you for joining me here at the American News Network with Chris Sanders. We have a CEO, Brian Thompson, came into Manhattan, and he was obviously targeted and killed. Now, they're going to tell us not to worry, and I want you not to worry. I was just in Manhattan myself. I wanted to move my family around the United Nations building, but there was a weird stabbing that happened. Remember that? 5 people were stabbed in a day. Well, today we lost a CEO. Now, what they're not going to tell you is they want you to know, be safe. Don't worry about anything when you go out to the tree ceremony tonight. But here's an interesting statistic, New York. You have 750,000 illegal aliens in your state. You have 58,000 wanted criminals in your state that are supposed to report. Now, out of that, we have throughout the United States 13,000 convicted murderers in other countries, 18,000 pedophiles, and we have over 300,000 missing children. But everything's okay, according to this administration. It's not okay with me. They have violated the Constitution. They have violated our general welfare and our peace and tranquility. Every single state, by allowing an open border, has violated our general welfare and our peace and tranquility. There is a supremacy clause in Article 6. Every single governor has violated it. Trudeau came down to ask for leniency, and apparently Canada costs the United States $100 billion a year. Trump said, I suggest you become the 51st state, and I suggest you do. Then Trudeau goes back today and he says, I'm going to shut our borders down. Well, please do, Trudeau. Because when I investigated it, I learned that you have on record 8 million illegal aliens. You have on record 4.9 million people with expired visas. Most of them are from India. Do they go back home to India? No. They prance on down acting like Canadians into the United States. And I'm sure you've noticed the massive influx of population from people from India and China into America. The only open door is not just California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas, although they do suck in their responsibilities as far as their obligation to the Constitution, but from Washington to Maine, across the north, from the stem to the stern, balls deep. We need to electrify and put up barbed wire between us and Canada, or take them over. If you can't handle our tariffs, let us take you over. You got a lot of land, good natural resources, and Canadians are typically people I like. You've just been overtaken by beta males, and I'll tell you, you go woke, you go broke, like our president says. And oh, newsflash, in from Canada. Canada is completely broke. Their government fell. So today, the government fell. Yesterday, we had South Korea going to martial law, and then they went in and out. They're trying to oust that guy right now. But we have a massive shift that's happening, and I don't want you to feel safe in New York. You need to get all of your corrupt politicians in prison. We need to go from DOGE after every judge that's gone after Trump. We need to go after and prosecute all you bastards and throw you in the can. You're criminals. You're paid off criminals. A lot of you have dual citizenship. You need to suffer from the penalties. Every judge that went after Trump, boy, I'd love to be on the team to prosecute these people and throw away the key. We have a lot of judges that need to lose their positions, a lot of DAs like Fannie Willis, like Jack Smith. We have people that need to be investigated like Adam Schiff and how his sister has a relationship with George Soros. It's pretty easy to put the pieces together to understand why people have been purchased and how they've been purchased to destroy our country. And when we expose those things, we need to prosecute those things. So if you need the litigator to get out there and to drain the swamp, we really need to do that. Now, I'm going to let you know, World War III officially kicked off last night. Jack Wagon Joe's been trying to do it in the Ukraine as much as possible, but we had the big boys. And so tell me how this is. We have a senile old Jack Wagon that we didn't even let run again, but we're letting him start World War III. He gave $1.1 billion just recently to Israel into Ukraine, and yesterday he gives $1 billion to Africa, and he can't even stay awake at the table. No kidding. I'm going to let you know that our senior citizen is getting away with a killing. And then today, as we're 48 days together held hostage by Jack Wagon Joe, even though Netanyahu's a war criminal, we get together with Netanyahu and we bomb the crap out of Syria. So we're bombing Syria, Russia, Iran, Saudi Arabia. He's kicking off World War III as fast as he can. Now, I'm going to cut through the butter. We don't have an alliance. This is straight out going to be Christians versus Muslims. And so Turkey came in to help out with the Christians. Understand, Netanyahu's playing both sides. Now, people say, is this biblical? Oh, yes, it's very biblical. This is 2 Kings, okay? 2 Kings 8, and I put that into the description. The Jews before have gone up, and the funny thing about it, one time, 735 BC, they were actually attacking the wrong enemies, and they were lost. But this hate that they have, as long as they're going to interbreed and not breed outside of the realm, we're going to perpetuate racism and hate. In really 2 Kings in 6 and 6:8, you'll read about the war between Syria and Israel. And if you go back to 685 BC, even in Nebuchadnezzar days, you can realize when he went in, he took them over completely. They didn't win the war, they lost the war. These are times they lost wars because they're not that strong. You don't see Jews playing in the NFL, the NBA, martial arts. Oh, there goes Goldberg, he made that pass, and it's very rare. In fact, I know one of the only massive slam dunk Jewish basketball champions that there is. It'd be the attorney Bradley Urist out there in California. Them dudes can play some basketball, but other than that, that's because I know everybody. I take people for who they are, the content of their character. Okay, so Syria, we're starting this World War III. And something else I wanted to bring up, and this is serious, and this is where senior citizens are getting arrested for not, A, complying with jury duty or jury instructions and exposing fraud. So they're like, oh, I'm showing up doing my duty. Then they show up and they try to investigate stuff. They get arrested. So we need to arrest DAs and judges as a part of the DOGE commission, and we